Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yashala, koholo yamla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Hanan Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Just a little something on that draft, they've been talking about the 18 to 26-year-olds automatically being, systematically automated in the system to be drafted automatically. So, and they have situations where there's talks of women also being drafted as well. So that's going to be a nasty situation, man, for a lot of you cuties. What they call them, baddies. But I was watching the elder last night, GMS South Carolina 08. Subscribe and be edified by the elder, man. He be going in, and he had a clip of Cardi B talking about these social media TikTok generation of people that they don't want to go to war, man. Esau, which is the biblical name for the so-called white race, they were all fierce when they stole America and took everything. They done got real lax, and that's all by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. This new generation don't want nothing to do with what the older generation done. See? They don't want nothing to do with it. So they're going to force, and you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I don't know why you joined this man's military anyway. Way before I came into the truth, I can remember my grandmother telling me, or us, the boys in the house, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with my grandparents in the South, and she was like, hey, 2 things you don't do. Don't you bring no so-called white woman to my house, and she was serious about it, and don't you ever join the white man's military. And she wasn't playing about it. Like, if you do, don't worry about coming here no more. Because, she grew up in Alabama. She came up in a time, she was one of those working in the field ladies, because I worked in the fields with her and, her parents. So she went back to the systematic racism of this place, and she was real serious about us not ever joining this man's military. So I'm gonna play this little clip, and this is for educational purposes only, but I wanted to play this little clip of Cardi B, and how she's telling the truth. But what she don't know is, hell, they might draft her ass. Anyway, let's play it.
Saying that the House just passed a bill that they're going to automatically register men from 18 to 26 for war, okay? And all I want to say is to America, good luck with that. These new little niggas are TikTokers, baby. These motherfuckers ain't gonna fight no war. We gonna die. You gonna die. You might as well just keep motherfucking investing money in your guns. Because these new kids, you want to send these new kids to fight these wars? The TikTok fucking hip shakers? Out of your mind. This is a new America, baby. This ain't the 19 motherfucking. Nah, like, seriously, you gonna draft these kids that be TikToking all day to fight them, what? Most likely, what? Them Russians? Them motherfuckers that be fighting bears and shit? And motherfucking climbing mountains to go to school and whatever? I got some news for you, motherfuckers.
Hey, she was telling the truth, though. Now I peeped this, though, because I seen this yesterday. And I was able to pull it back up. But it says, internet confuses people over U.S. military draft change. Here is the truth. Right? Congress has not voted to make U.S. women eligible for conscription, and nor has it resolved to automatically enroll all young American men into the military draft database, at least not yet. So they saying 18 to 26. You best believe that age is nothing. They're going to shoot that shit to probably, man, ain't no telling, man. Because it's getting that serious where don't nobody want to go. They might, raise that shit up to 40 years old, 50 years old. You just never can tell with this man. This man is never to be trusted, man. He's never to be trusted. Here you go. He's telling you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are free, right? They freed you. But fuck around and don't show up for this man's draft hookup, and they will arrest your ass. Take you to jail, fine you, take all kinds of rights from you, but you're free. See, you've never been free. because you need this man's his IDs, you need his his passports, you need his birth certificates, you need to show proof that you've been had your shots and shit, immunization shots or whatever you want to call them. If you're trying to leave this country, you need this man's credentials to leave here. You're not leaving here without this man's permission. And see, the Lord has set a border for this man that he can't pass, man. And while that border is still set in place, you so-called Negroes are not going nowhere. Because it's going to take the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, to get us out of the situation that we're in. And in the meanwhile, this man, he's over you. He's over your life to the point of telling you, I will enjail you. I will encage your ass if you don't go fight for me. This is the type of the curses overtaking us. That's what the scripture talks about in Deuteronomy 28, where the curses will overtake us. We have no power, no might in our hands to fight back. This man can come to your house, man, take your children. And he got police to back him. He got the SWAT teams to back him. If that don't work, he's got National Guard to back him. If that don't fucking work, he can come with the military. So you have no power. You have no might. And you are not free in this place, man. So, we just praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because this, a lot of the brothers are at military age. A lot of the brothers that you see on the highways and byways, those are younger brothers, man, that's out teaching these scriptures, man. And they can be, of course they're going to get that notice. They're going to get that notice, man. Or a matter of fact, it's not that they're going to get the notice. They're automatically doing it. Okay, it says numerous excitable posts on TikTok, Reddit, and X, formerly Twitter, in the last month have claimed that sweeping reforms to the USA's rarely used draft system are underway. Some focused on a bill passed by the U.S. House of Representatives that would enroll young men automatically instead of requiring them to fill out paperwork. Because a lot of these dudes can't fucking read or write anyway. Not in this new generation. While others pointed to a U.S. Senate proposal to enroll women as well. Aren't you women equal? See all that, instead of being in the kitchen, making cookies and shit, baking. You out this motherfucker, you want equal rights. Yeah, you got equal rights now. So why would you be fussing? These women don't want to go to the military. But they want the same rights as men. But you can't have it both ways. And you just never know with Esau. Esau don't give a shit, man. Now, when it comes to the little lily, the reason why they're halting or kind of holding back on this, it's because of the lily white, blonde hair, blue eyed, so-called white woman. I'll be damned if they're gonna send one of them to war. Not these little pretties that's in the kitchen. Not them little pretties that little influencers online. How dare you? But you Negroes, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women, they'll send your ass straight to the front line like it's nothing. It says last Friday, let me see, it says, but neither of these proposals is a done deal, and neither provides any evidence that the U.S. is secretly preparing to draft Americans to fight in Ukraine or some other planned future war, as some online commenters allege. Now, I had this other article, and I don't think it was in here. Salakia. Let me see something real quick. Oh, Salak. Let me see. It was another article. It was in Vox. I don't think this is the phone that I was on. No, I was in another phone. But it was in Vox. Let me see, though. Let me check the history. I don't think this was the one. Nah, this is not the one. But anyway, they were talking about, them needing like 1 million troops just if China were to invade Taiwan. They was talking about how everything is in place except for missing troops. They don't have no troops. See, China not worried about nothing like that. China got a very huge military, and those men don't mind joining their military. See, a lot of these these countries, they're patriotic, but when it comes to these Americans that's about to celebrate 4th of July, they're out here on these goddamn boats, you know what I'm saying? With these Trump parades and shit like that. The motherfuckers not going to war. They don't want to go. They're not enlisting. Because if they care so much about America, it wouldn't make no difference who the president was. They would, So now, if Trump wins, let's see if any of these motherfuckers enlist. Who knows? Maybe that'll turn the tides. Anyway. No, I don't mean to babble too much here. I don't want to, but just wanted to get, a little bit of this article. But let's grab a scripture real quick. Because first off, the scripture talks about never trusting thine enemy. Because what he's going to do is he's going to come through talking about, and matter of fact, I seen another video with this guy, and he was talking about when the military gets to offering you a whole bunch of money and get to offering you all these different incentives, you know what I'm saying? He's like, something is not right about that. Because generally these militaries, they're very cheap. They it's not a real good living. Then you see how they treat the veterans and shit like that once they get back here. They homeless as hell. They on drugs. They fucked all up. They're not getting the mental, health treatments that they need from being there, and shell shocked and whatever you want to, depressed. All this bullshit. Anyway, though, let me get this real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, what he's going to do is he's going to come. That's why you see them commercials during the NFL games, sometimes NBA games. It depends on what sport it is. If it's more of a combat type of sport, then generally they'll show you a lot of Army commercials, or join the Marines, or join this or join that. That's when they slip it to the kids, because these children, or I would say young men, they're used to playing stuff like Call of Duty. They're used to playing these modern day warfare games and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the commercials, Esau, he giving you a goddamn video game type commercial and making you feel as if, oh, that would be so sweet. I can actually do this in real life. And then you get there and it's a whole different story. And these Cheeto, fake old soda drinking motherfuckers, these motherfuckers not joining no damn military. The hell out of here. That's how you know it's going to be a draft. So, and then, say if it's a draft, I mean, you're going to have men and women possibly that are not going to actually want to fight for you. Not authentically wanting to fight for you. You making them fight for you. That's not the same. As it's no patriotism to that. When people are more patriotic, they're doing it for the service of their country. They will be more of a better fighter for you, as opposed to you're forcing me. And then they got this resentment. So can you imagine? Can you imagine? And you know what too? What about these so-called Chinese Americans? What about them? Aged 18 to 26. What about these so-called any of these? See when you think of military, when you think of America, you kind of think of so-called black and white. What about the Russians that's here? What about Russian Americans? What about will they go and fight against Russia? Will the so-called Chinese Americans here in the Americas go and fight against China? See, America's a smorgasbord of fuck up, man. Because see, when you look at China's military, matter of fact, let me pull up China's military, right? When you look at something like China's military, right? We pretty much got enough of that article. But when you look at, you know what? Let me try this. I'm just gonna put in: are there any white people in China's military? Oh, these are probably I'm sure somebody done asked before. Could be, some people. I doubt it though. Overall, it's gonna be more them, if anything, and I don't see them. Okay, it says I guess they call them ethnic soldiers. Faces challenges and opportunities in Chinese military. I wonder why. Okay. Let's put this in. Are there, are there white people in China's maybe governmental system or something like that? Anyway, I tell you what, I've never seen no so-called white people amongst the Chinese like that. Let's see this picture. Let me see here. See, you're only gonna see their men. Every now and then you'll see a woman. You know, it's not big with their women, you know, being on front street like that neither. But anyway, let me grab this in the Apocrypha. Look, hey, look. Basically, don't trust this man. Don't trust you so-called blacks, Hispanics, because man, you will be stupid as all hell to join this man's military. And you know he's gonna come with the treats. He's gonna come with the treats and trinkets. He's gonna come with all the glitter and the gold. He's gonna come offering you all these extravagant things. You can get an education. You're gonna be able to come back and, you know, buy a home and, you know, and do all these great things. You're gonna be able to live the American dream. You know, the nice 4-bedroom house, 2-car garage, you know, with the white picket fence. You know, you can have 2 dogs. You'll have your jet skis. You'll have your RV. You know, you'll have all these benefits. This is how he's gonna come, man. What does the scripture say? Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rusts have not been altogether wiped away. Yep. So he's going to come humbling, crouching, and we're the greatest country in the world, and look at how far we've come, you know, and you so-called black, I mean, and then, you know, it's crazy because the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know, America has dogged us out to the point where it's like, well, I ain't doing shit else, you know, I don't have nowhere to go, I don't have nothing else going on, I don't have no career, I don't have no future here, so, you know, shit, I'm just here, just, you know, shit, fuck it, at least I can travel, at least I'll have a place to stay, at least, you know, that's how Jake be thinking when they really go to the military. Most of them are not patriotic. Jake not patriotic like that. You can forget about it. Jake only going to the military for the treats, man. That's it. That is it. That's the only reason why Jake is going, man. And what's that scripture where it talks about let's go to the blue letter real quick. What is it? Isaiah 9:5. Yeah, man, it's about to get grimy out here. Yep, Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See, what's that going into? That's going off into the old way of war. The old way of war, you know, with swords clinking, a lot of screaming, you know, horses and shit neighing, and you know, they had on, you know, like them shields and body armor where you hearing them clink, 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 you know, shit like that. It was a lot of noise going on because you had, you know, thousands and thousands of men all fighting at one time. Now, did they have like little, the scriptures talks about how they had inventions, or I forgot how it was worded, instruments of war, you know, because Esau always has been a man of the sword. So, you know, they were, you know, light, you know, they knew about fire and fuel to a certain extent where they'll, you know, have a sling and sling some, you know, or light, you know, the tips of bow and arrows, shit like that. But no, this fuel of fire right here is talking about thermonuclear war. Let's see how it reads in the NLT. It says, the boots of the warriors and the uniforms bloodstained by war will all be burned. They will be fuel. No, that's a horrible translation. Nope. This is going off into America is going to be, I mean, you know, hey, this is going to be, it's going to be nuclear fire, man. Nuclear war. It's not going to be, it's that you know, that conventional war shit. That shit that see, matter of fact, it's almost like that right now. I mean, it's like that now. Really, they don't need a lot of recruits like that. You know, they still need recruits because somebody got to do something. You know, they still need recruits. Don't get me wrong. But boots on the ground fighting, that shit is pretty much over with. Do they have special teams? They'll have special teams that'll run in and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Black ops, little shit, whatever. There's going to be some boots on the ground here and there. But it's not going to be like old school, like in the ancient days. It was just everybody showed up. You see one side on a hill, the other side on a hill, and then they just go for it. They go for it until the death, until somebody, king get captured or some shit like that. But see, these men, and actually the kings actually fought. Because our King David, I was meditating on that earlier. Our King David, man, he went to war. He was in the war, man. He was fighting. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to you think Donald Trump or fucking Joe Biden is about to, nah, man. Even when they was younger. I don't think neither one of them ever went to the military and they'll draft your children. Matter of fact, let's see. I like to Google shit. Now, let's see. We already know. Look, I'm just going to put it in because I'm pretty certain. Put in, was Donald Trump in the military? And we already know, nope. And that's how they do, man. They not going. They'll send your kids, though. His election and policy sparked numerous protests. He was the only U.S. president without prior military or government experience. Trump promoted conspiracy theories, made many false and misleading statements during the campaigns and presidents. So he didn't go to the military. Let me see. I don't think Joe Biden, did he go to the military? He might have went. Let me see. I know he's always talking about his son. I think so, shit. It says he made claims. This motherfucker be lying too, though. Or he be forgetting about shit. Joe Biden has made numerous claims that he was appointed to Navy in the 1960s. Is the 5-time draft dodger lying about military service? Why is he lying about it? Oh, man. Anyway, man. It is what it is. But we already know that these richer people, man, they pay. See, it's you commoners. They call you commoners, man. You fucking peasants. You going? Not them or their children. No, they're not going. Now you got some of them that are have been patriotic. Like, no, Dad, I must go fight for my country. I must. But that's generally like those ones that's pretty much in those European countries. These motherfuckers in America, they not going if they can get out of it. You see how they done Muhammad Ali. As a matter of fact, let's see on that. Cause see, this is what's about to come down the pipe, man. They if you don't want to join, they're gonna throw your ass in jail. They're gonna fine you. It's gonna and matter of fact, it's certain things that you can't do if you don't. As an American citizen, you know what I'm saying? I think they consider that to be a felony or something. And there's certain things that you can't do. I don't think you can, well, I wouldn't vote anyway, but I don't think you can vote no more. It's almost as if you got a felony. There's certain jobs you can't get, Let me see. I'm trying to Yeah, they stripped that boy, man. Muhammad Ali. They put him through some things, man. He was convicted. He was convicted for refusing the Vietnam draft. And you can learn a lot from this here. Well, they were serious about that. Like, nigga, what you mean you're not gonna go and fight for us? We gonna strip you of everything that you got. Okay, it says in an era defined by endless war, we should recognize a day in history that won't be celebrated on Capitol Hill or the White House. On June 20th, 1967, the great Muhammad Ali was convicted in Houston for refusing induction in the U.S. Armed Forces. Ali saw the war in Vietnam as an exercise in genocide. He also used his platform as a boxing champion to connect the war abroad with the war at home, saying, why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home and drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam while so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs? And he was right. And that was, you see, he hate to hear Jake talk like that. How dare you? And they put the screws to him, right? But what did he call the Vietnamese people? He called them so-called brown people, right? Because there are different shades of people, different shades of brown people that have. Everyone has melanin. All these nations have melanin except for Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's the only one that's out here where his blood show forth through his skin, right? It says, for these statements, as much as act itself, Judge Joe Ingraham handed down the maximum sentence to Cassius Clay, as they insisted upon calling him in court. 5 years in federal penitentiary and a $10,000 fine. The next day, this was the top flat story for the New York Times with the headline, Clay guilty in draft case, gets 5 years in prison. The sentence was usually harsh. The sentence was unusually harsh and deeply tied to a beltway, bipartisan consensus to crush Ali and ensure that he not develop into a symbol of anti-war resistance. And that's what, hey, that's how he get down. That's how he get down. He gonna put Jake right on the front page of the shit, man. You're the mascot. There was plenty of so-called white people that didn't want to fucking go to that war, man. There was plenty of people that was protesting that shit. But they put his ass on blast. It says, the day of Ali's conviction, the U.S. Congress voted 337 to 29 to extend the draft 4 more years. They also voted 385 to 19 to make it a federal crime to desecrate the flag. Their fears of rising movement against the war were well-founded. See? And we don't have to go on no further, but you can clearly see, hey, they're going to put the screws to you. And you're going to have to be able to take it, man. Because this man, he's going to come down with great wrath, man. Because he knew that he had but a short time. He going to definitely put the screws to the prophets, man. It's like watching that movie, man, you know what I'm saying? And you see him sitting in that chair and they just got jumper cables on him and shit. Doing all manner of wickedness to a man to make him suffer, torture and shit. You know what I'm saying? And Esau's the king of that shit, man. So be aware that, we're living in times where this man, he's pissed, he's mad, he's losing it, and the people are not surrounding him like that no more. He used to have it where everybody would be just, kind of like, yes, massa, bowing to him. Now it's like motherfuckers just looking at him like, you dirty mother, that's how they're being looked at now. And they hating that, man. They're hating that. So in the meanwhile, they're going to use, that anger to put the screws. Hey, but Cardi B, man, she said it beautifully. She's like, man, oh, that's a different America. And it is. It's a very different America. It's not what they stole. That's what goddamn show. But I'm gonna end out there, man. You see Cassius Clay there, man. They put the screw, they fucked that boy over for a minute, and then at the end of his career, I guess when he was out here with the shakes and shit, Harlem Shaking, I think they, that's when they kind of reinstated some shit, Esau somewhat, acting as, let us right our wrongs. And really when they do stuff like that too, that's them going crouching. The scripture talks about never trust an enemy, though he humble himself and go crouching. See, when they do stuff like that, it's to appease you Negroes, to put you back to sleep, and then he's ready to set you up again. That's what they done with the COVID-19. What did they do with the COVID-19? They came at you like, yeah, we know we done you wrong. We know that we experimented on you before, and this, and this, and we're so sorry for it, and but here, we want to offer you the thing first. Roll your sleeves. Come on, bro. It was all a setup, and Jake took the bait, man. Y'all got the scripture says don't trust this man. You are disobeying a direct command from the Lord if you trust this man. It's straight up, man. So I'm gonna end off there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwame Inshallah.